Hey guys, Inder this side from 24/7 Everything. Hope you all are doing great. We are again back with another video, and this time it's on Asus Zenfone Max Pro M1 related to a new custom ROM in which we will be doing review and installation both. So let's begin with that. So on my screen you are able to view that ROM's name is Bootleggers with the stable version 5.1. A part of this build date of 28th of May 2020. Build type is official. Then again it's Android 10 based ROM and a part of this security patch level of 5 May 2020. Then this is a musical code name that is Lucid Dream. Then kernel version 4.4.223 catastrophe and build number is this and that. A part of this, in this particular video, we're going to discuss security, minor customization, major customization, battery matrix, connected devices, network and internet, then quick settings, default app shipped with this particular phone, then home settings and status of camera to API, status of wideband certification, and a part of this Gcam stock camera, that is Google Camera Go, a part of this benchmarks, RAM and management, and last but not least the installation part. And apart to this, in this particular about phone section, you are able to view that SE Linux status is enforcing. Now let's move to the another section, that is system, in which usually we do see the OTA update. The bad thing is that there is no provision for the OTA update. Part to this digital well-being and parent control, so this was by default turned on till the time till like since I have flashed this particular ROM, and we will see the impact of this in the same when we'll be discussing battery matrix. Now let's focus on the Gen parts or Zen part. So basically Zen part, this will be the section or settings which will be for the lovers who or I would say the users who love Zen part, so they can play with this like Zen motion, vibration, strength, brightness and so on. So now let's focus on the security part. So in security, let's discuss that firstly on the basis of PIN, pattern, password swipe, all are working absolutely fine. Apart to this fingerprint scanner, it is also working fine. There is no major problem with this. Even I have seen a very less chance where I have to put my finger harder on the fingerprint scanner. But apart to this, it is working absolutely fine. There is a bummer. Nowadays, mostly every custom ROM is shipped with the face unlock, but this ROM is not. Hopefully to get this in the latest stable version or in the next version and so on. Now let's move to the minor customization part. So in this we will be going to the display part and afterwards styles and wallpaper. Although majority of the ROMs which are having these options, you are already familiar with this, but just to cut down time I have already created my dedicated I would say style category. So I've already selected and everything is on the basis of that. Even you can see the font, but let me change it to default one and I'll show you that how everything will be changed. Now font has been changed to the default which was shipped with this particular ROM and so on, but let me change it to the one which I like at my side. So everything is again changed to another like this selected theme and so on. Apart to this, you have clock which you can see in AOD display, then grid section, wallpaper and so on. And apart to this, let's move to the lock screen display. Under the display here you can see always on, that will be for the AOD. Let me turn it on and now let me lock my phone. And now you are able to view that this is the AOD display. If I'll be changing clocks style, and it will be same will be visible here and so on, so there is no issue with that. Apart to this, the other section is ambient gestures. Although they are like they have provided, but these are not working at my side. If it is working at your side, then do let me know in the comment section below. That will surely be helpful for the other users as well. Now let's move to the very important part of this particular review video, that is battery matrix. So basically we'll start with the charging time first. So this particular ROM took nearly about 3 hours to charge my phone fully from the 0 to 100%. So I would say it is like satisfactory, because in some ROM I have seen 3 hours and 20 minutes and so on. I think if I'm not wrong, with the latest version of 082 with the Pi based, it is taking nearly about 3 hours 20 minutes to 3 hours 25 minutes to fully charge my phone from 0 to 100%. Apart to this, ideal battery drainage, yes, still it is having, and I have faced nearly about sometimes 7 to 8% and sometimes 8 to 9% battery was drained over the span of nearly about 9 to 10 hours and sometimes 10 to 11 hours. So if someone else is having more than that, then I would suggest to look into the battery metrics at your side in terms of like which app has been draining the lot in the night or during the day and so on. Now let's focus on the battery consumption from the like gamers perspective. So again, if you are familiar with my review part, you know that I always analyze two major games. One is PUBG Mobile and another is Call of Duty Mobile. Let me open PUBG Mobile and we'll move further on. So for the PUBG Mobile, I was using these graphic settings as an HD graphics with the high frame rate. And during the analysis, I have played a game of nearly about 1 hour and 5 minutes. And during that particular gameplay, I have noticed down the 17 to 18% of my battery was consumed. And apart to this, I have also noted down the temperature reading. So before playing the gameplay, the temperature of my phone was 33 degree, and after, as soon as I completed 1 hour of gameplay, the temperature of my phone was nearly about 41 degree. So we are almost in the summer season, so this particular temperature, I would say, after playing 1 hour of game is satisfactory. But again, if someone is facing more than that, then they have to see either to go like sit near the fan or so on, where you can have a proper airflow with your device and so on. Now let's move to the Call of Duty and we'll discuss other things there. So for the Call of Duty analysis, I was using graphic quality as a medium, which is higher available for for our device, and apart to this frame rate as an high. So during a 1 hour of gameplay, the battery consumption that I have noticed was nearly about 14 to 15%. It was good as compared to the PUBG Mobile. And apart to this, I would say the temperature readings were like before playing the gameplay, it was 32-degree temperature of my phone. And as soon as I completed 1 hour of gameplay, the temperature of my phone was nearly about 40 degree. And apart to this, overall gaming, I would say gaming session, or I would say gaming experience on both with both the games on this particular room was satisfactory, or I would say good as well. So again, I'm using like 6 plus 64 GB variant. I mean 6 GB RAM plus 64 GB ROM. But again, if someone is using 3 GB variant or 4 GB, that might vary. But you can provide your like valuable feedback in the comment section below. Now let's focus on the advanced customization. So like this particular ROM provides us bootleg dumpster, where they have provided a lot of sections where we can manipulate like status bar, quick setting, hardware button, lock screen, notification, power menu, animation, gesture, miscellaneous, and so on. But for this particular video, we'll be discussing few. Like firstly, I'll be going to power menu, and let me try to tap on my power button. You can see power off, restart screenshot, screenshot. Let me do screen reader, and now it will be available here as well, like screen reader. Now apart to this, let's move to the animation side. So this is really nice. By default they have set default. Let me show you CRT that was available with the earlier television. So let now if I'll try to lock my phone, you will see the animation like when we usually switch off our television in the previous time. And in the same sense, they have like scale, default, and so on. You can try whatsoever you find, but I'll be skipping. I would say we'll stick with the default one. Apart to this, they have also provided gesture. So firstly, three finger gesture. If I'll be skipping here, like sorry, swiping from three finger, it will be keeping me or taking a screenshot. Apart to this AOSP, I would say gesture. In this, they have provided system navigation by default. For the video's convenience, I'm using 3 button, but you can use gesture, 2 button, and so on. Now, last setting in this particular advanced, I would say customization would be miscellaneous. First would be the screenshot type. Like I have used that three finger, it has taken full. You can also use partial as well. And apart to this gaming mode, although this particular setting is also available in the quick settings as well, but you have to first turn on here, then and then you will be able to like use it while playing the game. After turning it on, I have found some sort of like I would say stability in terms of gaming. But although this will in some cases you will see that it is negligible, but again it is really a good experience by turning it on. Now let's move to the connected devices section. So again in connected devices, I usually analyze two things. One is Bluetooth and another is screencasting. For the screencasting, it is working absolutely fine. I have already tested it on 2 to 3 different PCs or laptop, and it is working out of the box at a very first instance. Apart to this Bluetooth, it is working absolutely fine for both the things. One is file transfer and another is audio via Bluetooth devices. Now let's focus on the network and internet. So the good thing is that Wi-Fi calling is available for both the Jio and Airtel. Apart to this native video call, I haven't seen any option, or it is still not available. Call recorder, although it is available, but it was not working at my side. So if it is working at your side, then do let us know. That will surely help us and the other viewers and users as well. Apart to this, Wi-Fi connectivity, mobile internet, SMS calls are all working absolutely fine without any glitch, without any problem. Now let's focus on the quick setting section. So all the, I would say, needed, be it minor or major settings are available. Some of them we will be discussing in this particular video, but let me show you. Like there are some advanced like FTP server, HTTP server, TCP server, and so on. And a part of this, like it's good that the main thing is that the sound of this particular room is really good. So they have provided Dolby Smart Audio. A part of this screen recorder is also available and it is working absolutely fine, be it for your internal audio recording or external via microphone and so on. A part of this dark theme toggle is also working. And aside to that, gaming mode that we had already discussed, the very last option, it is also working absolutely fine. Now let's focus on the default apps that are shipped with this particular phone. So all these are the default apps that have been shipped with this particular ROM. So inbuilt music player and so on. So you can try and you can provide like your valuable feedback for the same. Now apart to this, let me show you something in home setting and it is really nice. So firstly is that icon shape you can change according to this. Like this is one Sims icon pack and I'm using default. But the major thing that I really like is in this particular app drawer is this particular hidden and protected apps. So you can hide your apps, you can protect your apps and so on. So really good. This will surely be beneficial for the ones who don't want to use third-party apps like app lockers to lock their apps and so on. Now let's focus on the status of camera to API. The good news is that by default, out of the box or with this particular ROM, hardware support level is level 3. So you can use any Gcam that is compatible with this particular ROM. Apart to this Wide1 certification, there is a bummer at my side. It is showing me L3 and it is still persisting since the time I have flashed Android 10 beta version 1. Most of the user might have got the resolve like resolution for this, but at my side I am not getting. Hopefully to get this in the future, but chances are very less. Apart to this, this is a stock camera that is Google Camera Go, and it is working absolutely fine. I will try my level best to create a video on this particular dedicated Google Camera Go with respect to stock ROM in the coming days. And apart of this, I've also tested a dedicated Gcam with the version 7.0. The URL for the same will be provided to you once we will be discussing, I would say that installation process and so on. Now let's focus on the benchmarkings. So for that, I am using Antutu and Geekbench, and I've again resumed the benchmarking from the Antutu side by downloading the APK directly from their website because I'm not sure when Google will again be allowing them. So overall consolidated score is 1,50,102. A part of this, we will go section by section, CPU, GPU, memory, and UX. These are those scores. Now let's focus on the, I would say, Geekbench. So I'm using Geekbench 5 and these are the scores. So single core score is having 325, multi-core score is 1190. And apart to this in computation using OpenCL API, it is showing us 430. Using Vulkan API, it is showing us 254. And apart to this, there is a bummer with this particular ROM. The device is not certified. So let me open that and verify you as well. So play protected certification device is not certified. And apart to this, I am using firmware version 061, which is the default needed in this particular. So let me show you that as well. So firmware version installed on my phone is 061. Anyone whosoever is having 061 or more can use this particular ROM to install and use it. Before we jump into the RAM and memory management, although I haven't seen any major bug with this, but sometime I have seen related to time sync, it was not working until unless my mobile data is on or Wi-Fi connection is on. Sometime my phone has freezed, but I was using this particular ROM from last 6 to 7 days, so that has just occurred I think 3 to 4 times, not many more times. And I have also seen a bug where while I am charging, sometime my phone goes into a deep sleep, then I have to restart my phone. So again, that has happened nearly about 2 to 3 times. But again, if this will be happening at your side, do let us know and I'll try my level best to convey the same to the developer using Telegram groups and so on. Now let's focus on the main memory or RAM management. So I have already opened few apps in the background and I was using the same during, like I would say, video creation. So let's open PUBG Mobile. So it's really nice that it has opened from the same screen where we have left, which we were discussing during the video creation. Now let me open Call of Duty. So at this moment it is connecting to server. Most probably it will be opening from the same screen, that is audio and graphics. So all in all, RAM and memory management is also working fine with this particular ROM. Apart of this, we have opened this utility. It is also showing the same. Let me open Geekbench score, it has also opened the same way we have left. And apart to this, let me open, okay, camera to API and so on. So all in all, there is no major problem with the RAM or memory management. Even I want some minor problem. So RAM and memory management is working absolutely fine. Now we are good to go with the installation part, but before jumping into that part, we have to open Google Chrome to discuss few things that how to download and install. So for that, I have already created a dedicated article on my official blog. The URL for the same will be provided to you in the description below so that you can go over afterward. So nothing major has been mentioned. Few links like links for downloading the ROM and resources, like this is a stable ROM link. Just tap it and download it. You have to flash GApp separately. So we have already provided you the link for the GApps as well. Like this is a GApp link. Then Magix is optional if you want to certify your device for the play protection. You can install it and you can follow it. We'll be providing you the dedicated video link as well in the description below. Apart to this Google camera link that I have discussed with you, although this is optional, you can try the other version which you are being familiar. Apart to this prerequisite, or I would say requirement, like backup your data, charge your phone's battery to at least 50%, but I recommend 80% or more. So minimum firmware version needed is 0.61, and for this video I am using the same. But anyone whosoever is having 0.61 or more, they can use this particular ROM. Apart to this, bootloader and TWRP custom recovery should be installed. So if you are not familiar, then the helping videos are already provided. Afterward, finally, the installation of Bootleggers 5.1 stable ROM using TWRP custom recovery, format data, wipe cache, Dalvik data and system vendor partition is optional. Afterward, install or flash the Bootlegger 5.1 stable ROM. Last but not least, install the Flash or GApps. So once the successful installation of GApps, you will be good to go with the rebooting your phone. But apart of this, if you will face any issue while phone setup, like your phone is freezed and it is not starting after waiting 10 to 15 minutes, just restart your phone and it will resolve that particular issue. Last but not least is finally enjoy the beauty of Bootleggers 5.1 stable ROM on your Asus Zenfone Max Pro M1. Apart of this, these are our social handle. You can join us and we are always available and we'll try to answer your queries over there as well. Now we are good to go with the installation part. So for that we have to move to the, I would say, recovery mode, or I would say TWRP recovery mode. So let me restart and I'll move to the advanced restart, that is recovery. Let me select this and now it will reboot to the recovery mode, and afterward we'll move to the installation part. So finally we have been booted to the TWRP recovery mode. Now we are good to go with the installation part.